Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Drama School Mumbai webinar series, Let's Talk. This is the last webinar of this series, and today we'll be answering all your questions related to the application and the admission process. It's an open house session. If you have any questions, please write them down in the chat box and we'll answer them. So we have with us Bhavya, Mayank, and Nihal. Hi Bhavya, hi Mayank, hi Nihal. Please write down your questions if you have any, while we wait for other participants to join in. I hope you all are in the process of filling your application form. So if you have any questions, if you're stuck anywhere, if you feel that there's something that you're not able to understand, please ask those questions here in this session. This is a 1 hour session. And any questions related to the admission process, auditions, applications, course, pedagogy, anything, you can ask us anything in this session today. Nihal, the questions that we've asked, there's a reason why we have specified word limit. So you need to understand. I understand at times it becomes really difficult to, summarize everything in 250 words. But then, okay, so plus minus 50 is still okay. So you can extend it to 300 words or something, but try not to exceed. Okay, to the point. Answer your questions to the point. That's what it's about. Focus. Write down it. Okay, write your answers in rough. Okay, mention the points you really want to answer, you really want to mention in your answer. Write down those points and then answer those questions. Chances of postponing the last day of submitting the form, you will know on the 15th of April. We are still in the process of discussing what exactly needs to be done. The lockdown has been extended till the 30th of April, but any information regarding extension, deadline extension, we'll know on the 15th of April only. If you're finding hard, if you're finding difficult to procure all your documents, don't worry about that. We'll give you an extension to arrange for your documents. That's not a problem. But just try and fill up your application form and send it across by the 15th. By 15th evening is also fine. And by 15th morning or 15th evening, you'll get to know. We'll announce it on our social media platforms whether we're extending the deadline or not. But if you have if you're taking time to arrange for your documents, that's absolutely fine. We'll give you an extension for that. That's not a problem. Any other questions? Twinkle, hi. Do you have any questions regarding the course or the application form? uh, it's okay. It's okay if you don't have any theater experience, but if you have other performing arts certificates, that will work for sure. Just send across whatever documents you have, but mention it in your SOP. See, it's very important for you to mention why do you want to apply for the scholarship. Okay. Word limit for scholarship SOP is 500 words. Plus minus 50 words is okay. Don't write 2 to 3 page stories, because otherwise you lose focus on what exactly you want to tell us. People, I mentioned this in the earlier webinar also, the second webinar where we were talking about the scholarships. So people have been sending us 3 page stories. They send us the entire story from their childhood till the college time, and that doesn't work for us, because then you're not focusing on exactly why you're applying for the scholarship. Okay, whether it's a merit-based scholarship, whether it's a need-based scholarship. What you really need to mention is, first of all, talk about yourself. Okay, why the scholarship is important for you, why are you applying for the scholarship, and then for the merit based scholarship, talk about your achievements, your accolades, what have you been, if you've been a meritorious student, talk about what there are things that you've been doing in the past, and then you've received awards, and you all those things, just mention it in your SOP, and then just a concluding note. Yes, if you are applying for scholarship, you have to attach a separate SOP, whether it's merit or need based scholarship. The main SOP is all those 4 5 questions that we've asked in the application form, which is like part one, getting to know you. That's your main SOP. That is to be answered in the form of like in the doc file only, the doc file that we sent you, the application form. But for the scholarships, you'll have to attach a separate SOP. Nihal, all the documents that you need to attach have been mentioned in the application form. Refer to page number 11 of the application form. All the attachments are mentioned there. For SOP, for sure, SOP के लिए you have your, sorry, for the scholarship, you have your SOP and supporting documents. Okay, other than that, you have your Aadhaar card and your college degree. If you don't have a college degree, you can send across a provisional certificate also, or your last semester mark sheet. What merit will be considered for merit based scholarship? Okay, so the process, I'll tell you what the process is. When you apply for the scholarships and everything, first of all, it's only the, like it, you'll be selected for the scholarship only if you're there in the final shortlist. Okay, once we release the final shortlist, for example, if there are 10 students who've applied for the scholarship, all those 10 applications, scholarship applications, will go through an internal assessment. We'll go through these applications, we'll assess them, and then we'll forward them to Inlax Foundation for Merit and Tata Trust for the need-based scholarship. Now they are going to review your applications. They are going to send across another form to you. They will call you for an interview if need be. For Inlax, you definitely have to sit for an interview. But for Tata Trust, it depends. Usually they don't, but at times. So this year, last year, they asked, they had an interview with the applicants. Yes, it was a Skype interview. So they might call you down to their office, or they might just have a Skype interview with all of you. For Inlex Foundation, the scholarship is 1,50,000, and for need-based scholarship, there's no specific amount. It totally depends upon your application and your financial situation. The breakup of family income is only required for the need-based scholarship, Maya. So if you see the attachments that we've mentioned for the need-based scholarship, it's written, send across a breakup of your family income. Attach, just send across it as a separate attachment, or you can just mention it in your SOP also. That's fine. But mention it in a table, like just make a proper table, like name of the family member, occupation, and income, just like that. Nihal, I didn't understand your question. Forgot to mention for the scholarship documents. You forgot to mention it in your application form, in your SOP. Separately. So you have to send across a separate SOP for your scholarship. That's what I said just now. Mayank, can you unmute yourself and ask your question directly, please? Okay, I've unmuted you, Mayank. Can you ask your question, please? Hello, Mayank. Hello. Okay, have you understood what I said? All right, no problem. Nihal, is there anything else that you want to ask? I hope you're clear with the scholarship application. Are there still something that you are finding it difficult to understand? So for merit-based scholarship, you have to send across all those documents that will support your SOP. If you're talking about your achievements in sports, in theater and performing arts, in music or anything, attach your relevant documents could be your certificates. Okay. Number one, certificates. Number two, awards. Number three, any web link or newspaper article, anything that talks about your performance or any event that you've conducted or been a part of, and video links of your performance, research paper, all these things that will support your SOP. Those are the documents that you need to attach with your merit based scholarship. Hi Prabhuti, hi Shayan, hi Twinkle. Any questions you have regarding the application or the course? Make sure your SOPs are 500 words or at the max 550. Plus minus 50 is absolutely fine. Read the application form thoroughly before sending it across. Read everything that's been written in the application form. Make sure all your attachments are properly attached with the application. Send them across as different attachments. Don't make one PDF file of all the attachments. That becomes difficult for us to, because we'll be sending your applications to different people, your scholarship applications to different organizations. You need to have separate attachments for merit scholarship, separate attachments for need based scholarship. Attach your passport photograph separately. Don't send it across in one PDF. It becomes difficult for us to separate them. So every document should be separately attached in the email. So in that email, just write a cover letter that 2 3 lines. I'm sending across my application form. I've attached the following documents. That's it, and your attachments: application form, your passport photograph, your college degree, your SOPs, your supportive documents for merit or need-based SOPs, everything. Will the work links of screen act? Wait a minute. Twinkle has a question. Work links of screen acting experience or merit? Yes, you can attach. You can send across your work links for screen acting experience for merit scholarship. And now, how are you going to send across your work links? So make a Google Doc and give a heading. These are the films that you've done. These are the web series that you've done. These are the advertisements that you've done. Under each heading, just copy paste the link if it's available on YouTube or any other platform. Just copy paste the link so that when we review it, we can just click on the link and see that these are the platforms that these are the experiences you've had. These are the things that you've done. Is there a final ceremony or graduation day of the course? No, there's no final ceremony or graduation of the, but you will be given certificates when you're like once you graduated from the course. Yes, Prabhuti, for merit based for all the SOPs like scholarship SOPs, word limit is 500 words, 500 to 550 words. Hi Shreyan, any questions regarding the application or the admission process? Limited number of admissions. So the batch size is 20, but there's a waiting list as well. So there's a final shortlist of 20 people, and then there's a wait list pool. This year we were planning for 2 batches, but let's see with this situation, the lockdown situation, we don't know really what's going to happen. But then we'll be making announcements by the 15th of April, and we'll let all of you know that what's the exact process and how are we going forward with this. Every year we have one batch, but this year we were planning for two batches. Batch timings: morning 7:30 till evening 6 o'clock, 6:15. So usually students reach around 7:15, 7:30. They have to clean up their own space. So the space holds a very big importance. As you know, most of you are theatre artists. You know the value of space. So the students clean up their own space in the morning, and they get ready after cleaning and everything. They get ready by 7:45, 7:50. Then there's a small theater ritual that we have. It's a shlok. It's a small theater ritual. They sing it together. The entire ensemble sings it together. And at sharp 8 o'clock, they start with their classes. So the morning sessions are for your body conditioning. You'll have either yoga or kalari or chow or dance in those sessions. The morning two sessions, approximately for 2.5 to 3 hours. So you'll have body conditioning, you'll have voice conditioning. For voice conditioning, you have singing and voice and speech. So alternate days. So if you have yoga one day, the second day you will be having either kalari or dance or chow, whatever is, whatever we decide for this year. And then same similar is with voice conditioning. So if you're having singing on Monday, so Tuesday you'll have voice and text, and then Wednesday singing again. Okay, so Shreyan, yes, we're getting a lot of applications now, and we are reading all of them. You will definitely get a feedback on your application, if not tomorrow, but definitely you'll get a feedback. And it's absolutely send across your application. It's okay if there are changes to be made. We will give you some time to do those changes. That's absolutely fine. Individual SOPs reviewed by course advisor for the whole application form that has been send across your entire application form. I mean, okay, you can send across your SOP also before for review if you want. But send it today in the evening. Give me a call. I'll share my number. You must have my number. I'm sure everybody has my number in this group. That's my number. Just give me a call in the evening, or just send across your entire application form. If there are any changes, I will reply. I will reply to you with the feedback. Yes, more or less, yes. The faculty has been decided for the coming batch. You'll get to know. You'll get to know everything in a few days. Uh, if you have theatre experience but no work links, you can still apply for merit scholarship, but then you have to attach some documentary proof of what you've done, what you've mentioned in your SOP. Otherwise, it holds no importance. Just writing that this is what I've done, I've received these awards, I've done so many shows, doesn't hold any importance, because when you sit for INLAC's interview, they're going to ask for all these documentary proofs. So work links or any certificates, awards, whatever you have, but you have to carefully look for it. Just find out what are the documents that you can attach with your SOP. You know what you have done in the past, your achievements, your whatever, whatever work you've been doing. Okay, work links are basically like if you okay, if there's a recording of a play that you've performed and it's available on YouTube, just share that recording with us. Share the YouTube link with us. If you've worked for some advertisements or web series or films or short films, just send, and they're available on YouTube or any other platform. Just send across those links to us. Those are the work links. And then your certificates, your web links of plays usually get reviewed by theatre critics, and if your play has been reviewed anywhere, if you have a web link, if you have an event link, web link of the review of the play review, you can share that with us. Newspaper article, your certificates, anything, your research papers, anything. that can support your SEO. So auditions, Prabhuti, hi. So auditions happen in three phases. I told you. The first phase is the screening phase. We will not ask you any questions in the screening phase. You just have to come and perform your monologues. That's the first round. If you're selected for the second round, that's where the interview happens. The second round is the interview round. What kind of questions are generally asked? Okay, so audition panel can ask anything and everything. That's not decided. What I can tell you is, okay, so first of all, in the interview round, you'll have to perform your monologues again. Whatever preparation you've done, you have to perform those monologues. Audition panel might ask you to, uh, might give you a situation, on the spot situation, and ask you to change those monologue and put that monologue in a different situation and perform that on the spot. Then they will, after your performance, they might want to work with you, they might want to do some activities with you during that time. So this happens for at least 15 minutes, and then for the rest, so you get half an hour for the interview round. So 15 minutes is your performance, rest 15 minutes is your Q&A session. So where the so audition panel might ask you about, why do you want to do this course, and whatever you mentioned in the, they might ask you questions about the application form as well. So make sure whatever you're mentioning in the application form, you know it very well, and that's authentic information. Don't just copy paste it from anywhere, because audition panel reads your entire application form, and they might ask you that, why have you written this answer for this particular question? Your SOP states these things. Can you please elaborate on that? So anything and everything they can ask you about, about the work that you've done, and what you plan to do in future when you graduate from the school. So all these things. So yeah. So be prepared. Know your application form very well. Write your answers. Think and write your answers. There has to be a focus point in your answer, and know what you're writing. Know exactly what you're writing. That's the reason we always say, of course, plagiarism is not allowed. It's unethical, and it also doesn't help you when you sit for your interview, because if you don't know what you've written, if you copy pasted it from somewhere, that's not going to help you in your audition. Yes, photos of theater performances also count as proof. Definitely. Any work links, so your photographs, your videos, your web links, articles, anything. If you've written a play, if you've directed a play, if you have any proof of that, send it across. So Nanda Kumar, who received the Medway scholarship this year, he'd written a play, so he presented that to the audition panel. There was one more student who received the merit scholarship. He had presented a research paper. On basis of that research paper and the work that he's done in the past, the performances that he's done in the past, on basis of that, he received the merit scholarship. So yeah, so that's the reason I'm telling you all these options you have. Photos will definitely work. Brochures, pamphlets of your performances, attach them as well. Any other questions? Bhavya? Hi Bhavya. Do you have any questions regarding the application or the admission process? If you feel your question hasn't been answered properly, please write that in the chat box. Please, I'll answer it again. If there's anything that you feel that you're still not able to understand, or I wasn't clear when I was trying to explain it, please share it with me in the chat box. Or you can just directly unmute yourself, because we have very few participants in this webinar session. You can just directly unmute yourself and ask a question. Okay, so we have Divya Gaurav as well. Hi, Divya Gaurav. One more thing, usually people attach a separate CV along with the application form. If you want, you can do that, but there's no requirement because we've already provided you space in the application form to mention your CV, the theater experience and other experiences, work experiences that you've had. So you can just mention all those details in the application form. No need of attaching a separate resume. That's one thing that I can recall. And part three, general information. Make sure you mention the funds. How are you going to pay for the fees? Even if you're applying for the scholarship, like I told in the last webinar, in the second webinar when we were talking about scholarships. So if you're applying for scholarship, you have to write yes against that. But you should know that scholarships are going to cover only 25 to 50% of your fees. So you have to mention how are you going to pay your balance fees, whether it's through installments or lump sum or crowdfunding or any other thing. You need to mention that in the application form. I'm glad there are no more questions. We're just half an hour into the session right now. Still have another half an hour. Okay, so Bhavya has a question. I have certificates and other documents to support my participation in a production. If you have certificates, then attach the certificates. If you want to attach your photographs, it's okay. That's additional. That's additional information. That's additional document. Okay. So if you want to attach your photographs as well, it's up to you. But I think participation in a production, the certificates are a better proof of your participation in a production. But yeah, photographs are an additional document. So if you want, you can send them across as well. Thank you, Nihal. I'm glad to know that. I'm really glad to know that. So if you want to like view our webinars, the link is available on the homepage of our website. You know Drama School Mumbai's website. I hope all of you know it by now. That's the website. Open the website. There's a link on the homepage. You can see it the moment you open it. Just click on that link. It will take you to DSM YouTube page, and all the recordings of all 6 webinars are available there. And I'll upload the recording of the 7th webinar by evening today or tonight at the max. So you'll have access to this recording as well. If you want, you can just go revisit those sessions. Just listen to them again if you have all the questions have been answered in those sessions. Okay, so Shashank Pallav. So just read the application form. What's written in the application form? It's mentioned that write a review of a play that has made an impact on you, positive or negative. Okay, so you have to mention the story as well. It's written there. Don't like along with focus on the story. You have to mention the impact that play had on you. Okay, so you can just briefly mention the story and the entire production details and what were the good things about the play, and I mean critically analyze that play and also mention the impact it had on you. Okay, don't just write the entire story. That's not a review. Writing the entire story of a play is not a play review. If you want to know how a play review is done, please search it on Google. It's very simple. Everything is so available. The information is so handy these days. So just Google search how to write a play review, and you'll get to know what exactly you need to mention in a play review. But do mention the impact the play had on you. Theater workshops we have done can be included in theater experience. Um, Theater workshops usually don't count because that's your participation. So if you've done like 5, 10 workshops, if you want, you can mention that. But your work experience largely is your the performances that you've done, or if you've done any backstage work. So yeah, the workshops. Another, you can attend as many workshops as you want, but don't really think that they can count as your work experience. Hi, Divya Gaurav. So that's the reason I'm mentioning, whatever you're writing, think very carefully whatever you're writing in your application form. You know your entire story, you know the work that you've done, you know what you want to do in future when you graduate from the school. uh, you've already heard the alumni talking about their experiences of their training at DSM, and what they've gone on to do after they graduated from the school. So if you want, you can listen to them again, think about those, know exactly what, just read the question, see what the question is asking you, and then write your answer. So make sure, if you're experiencing, like, if you're writing your theater experience, if you're writing your work experience, just recall the exact work you've done. Don't just randomly write कि अच्छा मैंने ये भी किया तो चलो ये भी डाल देते हैं वर्क एक्सपीरियंस में. हर चीज वर्क एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होती है. ठीक है, वर्क एक्सपीरियंस एग्जैक्टली some kind of work that you professional work that you've done. Okay. um okay, so wait a minute, Divya Gaurav has a question. Monologues will have complex text in Hindi and English, as in terms of no, no, it's not going to be sophisticated language. It's going to be, they're going to be regular plays. I mean, we do select a good range of plays for the monologues, and we have a set of scripts that we've selected already from where we take those monologues. But they're not going to be very difficult. And you have multiple options. We share like 7, 8 options for English and 7, 8 options for Hindi text. So you can choose any one of them. So it's not that it's going to be very complicated or complex or sophisticated language. No. And then you have a choice to make between all those monologues. That's the reason we don't give only one monologue to everyone. We give a set of monologues so that you have a choice whether you want to do this one. So it's a combination of you know simple like the, just for example, like um, Shakkar ke Panch Dane by Manav Kaul. That was one of, like, last to last year. That was one of the monologues in our text bank, and it's pretty simple. There was one monologue from a Shakespearean play. So if anybody wants to choose a Shakespeare play, you can choose that as well. That's up to you. That's your choice. But Shakkar Ke Panch Dane is a pretty simple play, and it's the language is very easy. It's some very simple Hindi. So most of the people chose that because they thought that it's easy for them to perform. So it's up to you. But there were people who really wanted to experiment with Shakespeare during their auditions and did that. Um, Sorry, I was just let's see. According to SAP for need-based scholarship, I have to attach my bank statement, which is not available due to current situation, and payslip is available, but from December to February only. So is it okay? Payslip of either December or February is fine, but you need to attach your bank statement from 20th February 2019 to 1st March 2020. Do you have an online bank account? It's, you can access your bank statement from there, or you can just ask your father to send across copies of your passbook, bank passbook. If it's not available, um, if you don't have an online bank account, okay, discuss this thing with me. Mayank, discuss this thing with me. Maybe you can speak to the bank if there's any way you can access your bank statement if you don't have an online bank account. Okay, but your bank statement is important. And like I said, that we'll give you extension to arrange for your documents. We understand because of this lockdown it's becoming difficult for many people to go out, and and everything is not available at home. For like, not everyone has a computer or online bank account and all these facilities available at home, and there are people living at different places, students are living away from their families, so it's understandable. So we will give you time to arrange for your documents, so don't worry about that. Apart from activity and audition, will you also be looking for stage movement? Um, Stage movement. What do you mean exactly by stage? Like, as in, like performance? What the performance that you're doing? Can you just elaborate on this question, please? Divya, Gaurav, can you just elaborate on this question? Meanwhile, I'm just taking another question. Uh, Shreyan, should we avoid applying for merit-based scholarship if we do not have much documented proof to along with the SQ? Yes, if you don't have, then yep, because it's not going to, like I said, that your scholarship applications will go through an internal assessment before we send them to INLACs. So yeah, if you don't have much documentary proof, then it might get rejected in the scrutiny. But you'll still be, if you're selected for the course, you'll still be eligible to pay, to be there for the course to apply. But then, if your merit scholarship application has been rejected, then of course, um, it's up to you. I would say it's up to you. Just send across whatever you have right now. If you think you don't have enough documentary proof, that's a decision that you want to make. Just think about it. These applications are going to go through an internal assessment once we announce the final short list of people. Okay, in terms of upstage and downstage, so audition panel is not going to ask you like perform up. It's up to you actually. Upstage and downstage, there is no performance that they're not going to tell you, "Yes, you perform upstage now, perform downstage now." You There'll be a space provided to you. You'll be in a space. Audition panel will be sitting on one side. You'll be performing on the other side. So it's up to you how you utilize the space based on your performance, the way you've designed your monologue. Okay, they're not going to ask you that do that. They go towards the side or perform your performance there. So just use the entire space. Yep, use the entire space. See the requirements of your monologue. Yes, man. Just call me and discuss about this thing. Call me and discuss about your bank statement. I understand Shreyan is absolutely fine. Like I said, we'll give you an extension. Acha, so that's your question. Will the movement to these 9 stages? Okay, so audition panel will definitely notice how are you utilizing the entire space, whether it's downstage, upstage, left, right, whatever. Okay. So, but that depends upon your monologue. That's what I'm trying to say. That depends upon your monologue. That depends upon the performance that you've designed. Now, for example, I remember there was a monologue in a Hindi monologue in the text bank that we shared with the applicants. It was about a madari playing with the madari, बंदर के साथ जो खेलता है. Now, अब मदारी का परफॉर्मेंस ऐसे होता है जिसमें आपको पूरा जो है स्पेस यूटिलाइज करना है, बिकॉज वो बंदर जब नाचता है और एक मदारी जिस तरह से उसको नचाता है. सो नाउ इफ यू कीप यू डू दैट परफॉर्मेंस स्टैंडिंग इन वन प्लेस, हाउ आर यू इवन यूटिलाइजिंग द स्पेस? और मे बी इफ यू आर लाइक नॉट यूटिलाइजिंग द एंटायर स्पेस, how will you justify it through your performance? You need to justify your performance, the utilization of space, everything through what you're doing in the space at that time. Okay. Definitely these things will be looked upon, but then it depends upon how you design your monologue. Usage of space is definitely a very important aspect of your audition. How are you using your space? You could be sitting at one place, but still you're using the entire space. And there's a way to do that, right? You could do that with your eye, with your vision, right? How are you looking at other things in your space? You can do that through that as well. Okay, so it's not necessary that you have to move in every direction, and don't just unnecessarily do that just because कि मुझे space utilize करना है इसलिए मैं upstage downstage और हर जगह पे जाकर उस performance को करूँगा. Design your performance in a way that it justifies what you're doing, what you're saying, and what you want to do as a character. Okay, that's very important. Tentative dates for audition and course getting started. Okay, so usually auditions happen in May. June is when your the admission process. June is for the admission process where you deposit your fees, and we get ready for your orientation and everything. And then you make all your travel plans to Mumbai, coming down, looking for a space and everything. In July, we begin with the course. So that's the usual timeline. But because of this lockdown, everything is being extended, to a month now. So maybe like auditions are going to happen in the month of June, I guess now. Let's see. We're still waiting on the final, status on the lockdown because it's extended to 30th of April. Because that's, I mean, definitely the auditions are not going to happen in the first week or the second week of May for sure, because it will be difficult for you guys to arrange for your travel. So auditions are going to happen in the month of June, I guess. And then yes, July and maybe August we'll begin with the course. These are the tentative timelines. We're still not sure about this right now, but yeah, we'll keep you posted. We'll do the necessary announcements when the time is right. We'll announce it on a social media platform, so don't worry about that. One more thing about the audition I mentioned in the last webinar as well. In the webinar when we were discussing about the application form. So the first thing that you need to do when you're preparing for your audition is read the monologue as many times as you can. The more you read it, the more the text will come alive to you. Okay. So the first reading is just general reading. Second reading is where you try to understand what's written in the monologue. Third is when you understand what the character is trying to say. Fourth is when you understand the underlying meanings, so between the line meanings of the play. And fifth and the sixth, the following readings would be you'll just try and you'll get to understand more that what is the concept, why, what is the character thinking, and what could be the other possible options, or could be the possible reasons that a particular character is saying this. All right, so you have to do just read it as many times as you can. I read my monologues at least 10, 20 times, and slowly it just text starts speaking to me, and text starts telling me what exactly I need to do in that particular case. Read the monologue. Okay. See from which play this monologue has been taken. Go check out the play if you have the script available with you, otherwise go search it online, or just ask us if we have the script available with us. We'll help you out. I'm not really sure if we have the online copies of all the scripts available right now, but we do have some hard copies. But they are in the, of course, they are at the school, and because of the lockdown, we can't access them. But then most of the plays are already available online, so that shouldn't be a problem for you. So read the play, understand the the timelines, the time when this play was written, the social the social scenario during that time when this play was written. What does the play focus on? So read about the play, do a critical analysis of the play, then work on your monologue. Okay, and you might want to perform the monologue in the context of the play, or you can completely adapt it in your own way if you want to. That's up to you. That's your choice. If you want, you can have props. If you want, you can also have a costume for that monologue. That's up to you. That's completely your design. What you want to do with your monologue. Okay. Assign an activity to your monologue. That's very important. After 10, 15 readings, normal readings of the monologue, just walk, run, jump, do any physical activity while speaking that monologue so that you understand how your breath works when you're speaking, what are the natural pauses that are coming, and you'll understand how you're speaking, basically specific pauses between specific words. And when you're out of breath, you will actually understand where exactly your focus is going in that particular monologue. Okay, so that is very important. You need to work with your breath. That's the first and the foremost thing that you need to do, because breath is very very important for an actor. And in drama school, you'll be doing exercises, even if, like, whether you're doing voice exercises, whether you're doing body conditioning, all the faculty members are going to focus on your breath. They're going to tell you, work with your breath. See how your breath is changing when you're speaking. See how your breath is changing when you're moving. Okay? Or see how your breath is changing when you're sitting at a place. Okay? So all these things are very important. Assign yourself an activity. That activity could be sitting at one place or moving around or anything. Um, just understand the monologue in the context of the play, as in, like, what could have happened before this, like the previous event and the future events. इस मोनोलॉग से पहले क्या हुआ होगा कि कैरेक्टर ये बात कह रहा है, इस मोनोलॉग के बाद क्या हुआ होगा जो कैरेक्टर ने ये बात कही है. So previous events and the future events are also very important. So maybe because that's the reason why do you have to work on the previous events and the future events, to be able to understand कि exactly character का क्या focus है इस बार. एक प्ले, उसका मोनोलॉग आपको और बेहतर तरीके से समझ में आएगा जब आप उसके प्रीवियस इवेंट्स और फ्यूचर इवेंट्स के बारे में भी बात कर सकते हैं, पॉसिबल फ्यूचर इवेंट्स. Okay, so yeah, those are the things. And Bhavya has a question. Okay. Yes, Bhavya. We will give you an extension to arrange for document. That's not a problem. See, the deadline is as of now 15th. You'll have to wait till the 15th for further announcements on the course if you're going to extend. We're still in the process of, finalizing things. We're also discussing things at the school. What could be the best, scenario for all of us and for the applicants as well. And definitely, we are going to get back to you as soon as we can. But yeah, for now, just send across your application form. And if you're not able to arrange for your documents, it's fine. We will give you an extension for that. We understand, we know what's happening right now. All of us are aware of the situation, and we know it becomes difficult to, look for recommendation letters, ask people to send across all these documents, your bank statement, other documents that you need to, collect from somebody, from your friends, or from your colleagues. We do understand that. I still have my, newspaper articles with a friend of mine, the play that I performed last year. I haven't taken those newspaper articles, and I don't have them. And she doesn't have a scanner and a smartphone at her place, so we can't really. So that happens. So we know that. So it's absolutely fine. We will give you an extension for that. But if possible, try and send across your application form at least by the 15th of April. Just the filled application form. That's it. Okay, Nihal. Yeah, you can. Sorry about this. You can send across all three. That's absolutely fine. Two is the minimum limit, but if you have three recommendations of letters, you can send across three. That's not a problem. All right, great. 10 minutes to go. More questions? Any more questions regarding the course, applications, auditions? I hope I'm able to answer all your questions. If you feel that just like you're still unclear with certain things, just write it in here in the chat box. I'll try and explain this again. All right, Nihal, thank you so much. Mayank, Bhavya, Prabhuti, any more questions from your side? Thank you, Bhavya. I'm really glad to know that. Mayank, Prabhuti, anything that you want to share right now? Any questions, queries, doubts? All right, Mayank. Thank you, Prabhuti. Okay, Nihal. So great. Thank you, Prabhuti. I'm glad to know. I'm really glad to know that all of you have benefited from these webinars. And yeah, this seemed the most feasible solution in these current circumstances. Usually, we do open day workshops where our alumni faculty members go to various places, conduct workshops, and answer all these questions in person. They also give you a chance to attend these workshops to be able to understand that this is what a DSM class looks like. But of course, with this lockdown happening, starting from mid of March, we had to cancel all these open workshops that were scheduled at 7, 8 cities in India, and that's the reason we decided that we'll start a webinar series where we'll help answer all your questions with regards to the pedagogy, the application and admission, and I'm glad that it really worked. Thank you, all of you. If nobody has more questions, can we just close the session right now? Is that a yes from everyone? Or do you still have anything that you want to ask? We have 6 minutes to go. All right, great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending these webinars. Send across your application form by the 15th of April. That's the deadline as of now. Further announcements, we'll let you know, we'll notify you on the 15th itself. Thank you, everyone. And just write your answers really well. Read your application form nicely. Read everything what has been asked of you, and yep, whatever documents you have, just send across them. Just send across your application form by the 15th. Even if you're not able to arrange any documents right now, just send across your application form. That's more important. Thank you, everyone. I'm closing this session right now.